I tried to tell Mr. Schoaf when I met him, age 25, they don't pay very well. And he said, that's not the issue. What they pay is not the issue. I always thought it was up until I was 25. He said, no, what you're worth is the issue. You've got to be careful of the enemies that threaten yourself. Yes, we must beware of the thief in the alley that's after the purse, but what about the thief in your mind that's after your promise? The thief in your mind that says you're too short. The thief in your mind that says, oh, you're too tall. The thief in your mind that says you're too old, you're too young, you've never done it before. What gives you any reason to believe you can do it in the future? You've never changed up until now. What gives you any kind of an excuse that you can change for the future? What is that insidious whispering even in our own head that tells us we can't change, we can't grow, we can't become more valuable, we've messed up in the past, we're bound to mess up in the future? I'm telling you, it's called the enemy within your own self. And here's what you must do. Deal harshly with that side of your nature. If you don't deal harshly with that side of your nature, it'll deal harshly with you. So I'm asking you to deal harshly with your enemies, lest they deal harshly with your bank account. They deal harshly with your heart. They deal harshly with your health. They deal harshly with your future. They deal harshly with your relationship with your family. A little bit of discipline is easy to curtail. Discipline unmanaged or let go, I'm telling you, starts to ruin everything it touches. Indifference, indecision is an enemy. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. A little bit of indecision and there goes the opportunity. The time is missed. The door's closed. The call is unmade. A little bit of indecision, I'm telling you. You say, well, what if I make the wrong decision? It's better than no decision at all. Just get off the fence. Somebody said, what if it's the wrong side? You can always get back on the other side. But on the fence, no progress. Guys on the fence saying, giddy up, giddy up. No, you got to giddy off. Deal harshly with your enemies. The enemy of procrastination. It's one of my worst enemies. I'm one of the world's great procrastinators. For all that I've done and accomplished around the world, I'm telling you, I have to fight it continually. I'm a great procrastinator. I'm so good at it, I can teach it. Pessimism. I'm telling you, that inclination to get you to see only the dark side, the problem side, the difficult side, that it can't be done side. Yes, there's both sides to the issues. Yes, the glass is half empty, but it's also half full. You've got to deal with your own pessimism. Pessimism will try to get you to believe the elevator only runs one way, down. You got to say, pessimism, that's foolish. Why do they call it elevator? Key phrase, we must all suffer one of two pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And whatever you do, don't trade regret for discipline. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. You cannot change the seasons, they are set. However, you can change yourself. That's the miracle. Not trying to rearrange the seasons or hope for a better season. The key is to change yourself. We can't change what happens to us, but we can certainly change what we do about it. Anybody can get stronger. If you do the push-ups, you'll get stronger. If you put yourself through the necessary disciplines, you can get stronger. Wiser, anybody can get wiser. Read the next book and you're wiser. Take the next class and you're wiser. Pay attention to your notes and let it go through your own mind and you're wiser. Put some experience with it and you're much wiser. Come back from a day of high activity and you're much wiser. Contact people and you become wiser. We can all become wiser so that we can handle the experiences, whatever they are. Winter times, challenging times. And number 3, anybody can get better. I've gotten better, you can get better. By influence, we all can get better. By association, we all can get better. And if we'll pay attention and not let ourselves slip on a slippery slope, less self-esteem, we can all get better. The mind has to be fed. It can't be starved. Some people read so little, they got rickets of the mind. Not enough nourishment of the mind, not enough substance, not enough stuff for the mind to flourish. And remember, the miracle of your future is not worked out by the body. The miracle of your future is worked out by the mind. This is where you've got to come to grips with decisions. This is where you've got to recognize an opportunity. This is where perception needs to flourish, where refinement needs to be a part of your experience. And without this, I'm telling you, you can make too many mistakes, waste too many years, not be much further ahead 10 years from now than you are right now, unless you work and nourish the mind. Your personal development library's got to be well balanced. Somebody says, well, I just buy the positive stuff. You can't do that. You won't have good balance. You can't live on mental candy and mental ice cream. You got to have the spinach for the mind. You got to have the vitamins. You got to have the enzymes. You got to have the full range. Make the note. Your library should be like the pantry in your kitchen, well balanced, the full menu for a healthy mind. Just like a healthy body, you got to have the full range, not just inspiration. Because we must ponder major life issues, not just be inspired. We must think to make wise decisions. You can't just get excited to make wise decisions. We lack not capacity, only teachers. Everyone here has the capacity to do extraordinary things. You may not have the teachers yet, but you don't lack the capacity. Kids don't lack the capacity. Guess how many languages a child can learn? As many as you'll take the time to teach them. Kids in Europe speak 4, 5, 6, 7 languages. Kids don't lack capacity, only teachers and time. And give yourself the credit. You do not lack the capacity. You've got the capacity to be rich and wealthy and powerful. You've got the capacity to be healthy. You've got the capacity to influence other people. You've got the capacity to spin out enterprise, companies, corporations, organizations, future, unlimited. You've got the capacity. But all you've got to do is nourish that capacity. Take advantage of that capacity. Feed it properly so that it feeds back to you ideas that'll bless your life forever. We all need a good physical support system. If you want to be successful, physical is part of it. And here's one of the best bits of advice I've got. It comes from ancient scripture. It says, treat your body like a temple. Good choice of words. Treat your body, the house you live in, that gives you life support, helps to make dreams come true. Treat it like a temple. A temple meaning something you would take extremely good care of. Good choice of words. Treat your body like a temple, not a woodshed. There's an ancient script that says many times the spirit is willing, but the body's weak. See what a sad combination that is. A willing spirit and a weak body. It's tragic. You wake up in the morning, the mind says, let's go get them. The body says, I can't even get out of bed. One of these days you got to say, body, that's the last time you tell me you can't get out of bed. I'll drive you to the health food store. I'll make you read every book that's ever written on nutrition. I'll choke vitamins down you until you go cross-eyed. This is the last time you're going to say, I cannot support you and make dreams come true. Never again will I allow you to be an anchor, to be a drag. You are now going to support me 100%. You've got to take charge even of your own body and make sure you've got a healthy support system working for you. A lot of people don't do well simply because they don't feel well. So, just take care of that. Study nutrition. Do the exercises. And don't be too lazy to do it. Because the key is not in the study. The key is in the doing. I lost my mom about 6 years ago. But the doctor said, you know, you could have lost your mother 15, 20 years ago. How she lived this long is a miracle. He said the walls of your mother's heart were paper thin. It's a miracle she's lived this long. But I knew part of the miracle. Something told my mother way back when I was just a kid that if she didn't take good care of herself, she wouldn't live long, which was true. So Mama started studying nutrition. Vitamins, minerals, trace minerals. Back then, what was a trace mineral? Enzymes, amino acids. I mean, Mama knew all that. She studied it. Some of that stuff she mixed up. I'm an only child, right? She mixed it up for me and Papa. She said, if this stuff don't kill us, I think it'll help, right? You know, we're gagging down the stuff. But guess what? Did wonders for my mother. Gave her an extra 15, 20 years. And my father, 92, no illnesses. My daughter's 34, 35, no illnesses. I passed the big 5-0 a long time ago, no illnesses. I got grandkids, no illnesses. Mama taught us well. So I'm telling you, pay attention here. Make your body become a supreme physical support system to help pull off your dreams for the future. And don't settle for anything less. Talk about personal development, what it takes to be valuable in the marketplace. Part of our value in the marketplace is how we appear. You got to take care of that. There's another ancient script says, God looks on the inside, people look on the outside. What a good bit of information. So you got to take care of the inside for God, you got to take care of the outside for people. Someone says, well, people shouldn't judge you by your appearance. Well, let me give you a clue. They do. You can't deal in these shoulds and shouldn'ts. You'll be upside down for the rest of your life. Now, when people get to know you, of course, they'll judge you by more than what they see. But at first, they're going to take a look. And here's the best advice I've got on that. Make sure the outside is a true reflection of the inside. Prepare the inside for the future. Still the chaos. Create value inside, but then let it reflect outside. So that we can not only hear it, we can not only feel it, we can see it. The physical part. Be conscious of self, but not self-conscious. You don't have to, spend 8 hours be a bodybuilder, right? You don't have to, take it to the extreme, right? Unless that's your profession or unless you're into that sort of thing. Just enough, I'm telling you, an hour a day, 45 minutes a day, watching your diet. The physical part is vitally important to your future. But be conscious of self and then just let it go. Do the best you can, dress the best you can, look the best you can, smell the best you can, but then don't worry about it. Just do the best you can and forget it. Okay? Conscious of self, but not self-conscious. One ancient writer said, I've learned to be both ambitious and content. See, that's called the ultimate in striving for something unique. Most greatly ambitious people are not that content, and most content people are not that ambitious. But here's the best, to see if you can strive for the best of both worlds, to blend ambition with also being content. Powerful. There's an ancient script that says we should be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. Now the big challenge is they don't usually go together. People that are as wise as a serpent are not usually as harmless as a dove, and people that are as harmless as a dove are not usually as wise as a serpent. But here's what it says: strive to be both. That's where the ultimate summit kind of living is to be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. To be powerful and gentle. So in the harvest, number one, do not complain. Take responsibility. But here's the other one. In the harvest, do not apologize if you've done well. No complaint if you haven't done well because it's your crop, and no apology if you have done well. If you have operated enlightened self-interest so that everybody wins, when harvest time comes and you've done extremely well, you don't need to apologize. If you have served well, you don't need to apologize. If you've made a fortune serving well, you don't need to apologize for the fortune. You don't need to feel guilty about it. You don't need to feel bad about it. You should be proud of it. So here's the highest of maturity: no complaint and no apology.